So HRP was really an innovative design that hit the market to manage proximal from bone loss. And whereas there were large prostheses that were used to manage bone loss previously, they were all really prone to lucency over time. And the reason for that is because of the forces that we're seeing in the cement to bone interface or even in press fit situations. And so what's really unique is the fixation, including the collar that's up top, that really sets it apart in terms of long-term longevity and has kept us from seeing these complications that formerly were significant.
So the humeral reconstruction prosthesis is a big part of my practice. I put in a lot of those every year. And interestingly, most of these that we're putting in, they're not for tumors. This prosthesis solves a lot of problems for me. Revision arthroplasty, certainly. Periprosthetic fractures with loose implants in the setting of very thin cortices. And so there are just a lot of problems that we can solve. We have lots of answers on the glenoid side, and the HRP is really the only thing out there that provides us with everything that we need on the humeral side.
Yeah, what I think makes the HRP unique is two particular aspects. One is the fixation on the humeral side with the collar really provides additional fixation, and as a result, it has lower loosening rates than the alternatives. And the second is the width of the proximal body that allows the deltoid wrap, and that really hopefully should provide better stability to the component, especially in a patient who's missing that tuberosity. That's a normal part of the patient's morphology that you really just don't get with other reconstruction prostheses.
You can see now there's a number of companies coming out pretty much copying the HRP. So I guess that's a form of flattery.